Hi everyone, so in this video we are going to go from this, which is known as the Crazy Contour, Liquid Contour, Kim Kardashian Contour, to the finished product, which is this. Now, if you want to learn how to get this look, then please keep watching because we are about to start in 3, 2, 1. So before we start, I want to go over all of the products that you're going to need to recreate or do this yourself. I personally like to use concealer for this just because of the wand that the concealer comes in, and concealer kind of stays in its place and doesn't go all over the face. And that's one big issue that a lot of people have when doing this type of contouring, is that the dark contour will move and go into the light contour and it won't blend correctly. So I like using concealer for this, and my favorite concealer to use is the NYX Concealer, the HD Concealer. I have the HD Concealer in 3 different colors. I have it in 7, 3, and 6. Now, I'm going to be using the 7 to contour, although you can see that I am darker. So I'm going to be mixing it with the BH Cosmetics Liquid Foundation in Dark Number 3. As you can see, this is much darker than my skin tone. I'm just going to be using this to kind of ombre out the contour. And then these I'm going to be using to highlight, and directly under my eyes I like to use the Benefit Erase Paste just because of its tinted pink color to brighten up my eyes and also cover my dark circles. I'm going to be taking my regular foundation. My regular foundation is the L'Oreal Paris Magic Nude Liquid Powder, and this is in 328 Sun Beige, and I like this because it is really easy to blend with everything else. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you how I do all of the contouring. First, I like to start with the highlighting, so let's go into that. So I'm going to be using the NYX HD Concealer in the color 6 Glow. So I'm going to be taking that concealer, and I'm going to start by applying it right here at the corner of my eye, bring it down, and then I'm going to bring it up. And then I am just going to shade in that area. And you want the highlight color to be a little bit, maybe about 2 or 3 shades lighter than your skin tone. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to place a line of this concealer down my nose, and I'm going to bring it up. And I'm going to place it kind of in a triangle. Going halfway to my eyebrows, and then bringing it almost to the top. I'm also going to be taking this and placing it underneath my lip, on my Cupid's bow, and bringing that up just a little bit. And I'm also going to be placing it right here in this area. Now that I've placed my highlight, I'm going to go ahead to my contour. The contour I want to place in areas where I want that feature to kind of go back. The highlight is to bring all the features forward. I'm going to be taking my NYX Concealer in number 7 Bronze. And you want the contour color to be 2 or 3 shades darker than your normal skin tone. I know that these concealers are like 6 and 7. I don't know why they did that, but this one is much darker. So I'm just going to go ahead and place the concealer right here. So to find that spot on your own face, hello. So to find that spot on your own face, you're going to be making a fish face like this. And that, where the indent is where you're going to place the contour. I'm also going to place the contour down the sides of my nose, and this is going to slim out my nose. And I'm also going to bring it up towards my eyebrow. I'm also going to be bringing the contour to accentuate my jawline. And last but not least, I'm going to be placing it on the sides of my face. So once I finish contouring, I'm actually going to go and add some of the BH Cosmetics Liquid Foundation in D3. So for this one, I'm just going to be taking a brush, and I'm just going to be taking that and placing it in the middle of the contour that I just placed. Okay, so once I finished my main contour and highlight, and I look like this mess over here, I'm going to be taking my foundation, and I'm just going to be placing spots of my foundation in the areas where I did not put any highlight or contour. I'm going to start out with my blending sponge. You want to make sure that this is nice and wet, and I'm just going to use my foundation color to blend everything together. And when you're blending everything together, you want to make sure that you focus only on one thing at a time, because if you focus on both the contour and the highlight, you're going to mix it all together and it's not going to stay in its place. Usually when I get to the contour, I'm going to go ahead and switch the side that I'm using. So once you've fully blended everything out, as you can see, it is just a little bit not too blended. And we didn't put anything under here. So I'm going to go ahead and take my under eye concealer. So once I've finished completely with my highlighting and my contouring, I usually like to go in with a tissue just because it's so much product on my face. Not that I can really feel it, but I want to get some of that product off so that it doesn't come off when I put the powder on top and try to set it. So I'm just going to go ahead and dab. And usually a tissue does the job and gets the product off. So here is some of the product that's coming off, and you're not going to be ruining your work, I promise. You're just going to be taking the excess product, but do not wipe because that will be taking off the product. So after that, I'm going to go in with a setting powder and just set everything. I do have another intricate video on my YouTube, which I will link somewhere, showing you how to contour and highlight in better detail with a powder. But since you guys probably see me do it all the time, I'm just going to run through it really fast. So before I highlight and contour with my brushes and everything, I like to just do my eyebrows really quickly and also put on some blush. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. And for blush, just a really quick little tutorial on blush. You're going to smile, this really creepy smile in the blush. It's going to go right here. Some people leave it right here, but I kind of like to focus it more towards right up here and kind of blend it out. That's just the way that I like my blush, because I don't want to look like a clown if it's focused right here. Moving into contour for powder. My contour and my highlights have changed from the last video, so that's why I'm going to go through them with you now so that you can see what they are now. My contour right now is the Chocolate Solei and from Too Faced, and this is a medium deep matte bronzer. And the reason why I've changed my bronzer is because I'm darker than I was in the last video, so I have to find a darker bronzer. And I don't really, for bronzer especially, I don't like using eyeshadows, usually because the eyeshadows that are this brand I use a lot on my eyes, so I don't want to waste them by using them as a bronzer. Put this bronzer on. I like to use a fluffy angled brush to do that. And since we did put the contour underneath, as you can see, just one little swipe of this bronzer really kind of pops, and you don't need as much as you would if you didn't do the liquid contour underneath. Only going over it very lightly. My little swipes with this brush are very light, and I've only tapped on this bronzer a little bit. Then of course I'm going to be taking a smaller brush and doing the nose. But once I'm done with my bronzer, I'm going to move into highlight. For a highlight, I don't use the highlight in every single place that I actually put the concealer highlight, and that's just because if you put a highlight here or if you put a highlight here, you're going to look shiny, and we don't want to look shiny. We want to look like dewy, or we want to look like we just want to accentuate certain features more than we want to accentuate the others. So my two favorite highlights right now are the MAC Soft and Gentle and then the NARS Albatross. So this is what Albatross looks like. It looks white, but it actually comes off a little more sheer and has just like kind of like a goldy tinge to it. And then the Soft and Gentle is kind of what you want for like a really glowy look. I'm going to go ahead with the Soft and Gentle. I'm going to be applying this with a fan brush. So this is what a fan brush looks like. So I'm just going to go ahead and take some of that on my fan brush and place that right here on the highest part of my cheek. And I like to bring it a little bit next to my eyebrow. Also going to be taking a smaller fluffy brush and just bringing it down my nose, and then I'm going to put some highlight on my cupid's bow, a little right here. Okay, so that is it for my highlighting and contour intensive video. I hope you enjoyed and I hope you learned a lot from this video. Thank you so much for watching, and thumbs up this video if you liked it, and leave any comments below if you have any questions or comments. Thanks guys so much for watching. See you soon.